excited. Let's
Let
see.
me know. Let me know when we're live.
We are live now, I believe.
Nice. Right, let me rearrange my windows. And I'm going to grab your Twitch chat and put it on my other window as well. Twitch.tv/ average dog. There we go. Found it. Are we live?
Yes.
We look kind of live.
Yeah, we should be live.
All right, we're in. Yeah, 1 minute to go till Tourney starts. We got some good names showing up in the chat. Let's 8 followers. We gotta get that count up. Right, I'm following. What's this scrubby fucking Twitch?
Okay, my first ever stream was Delta 1 2 weeks ago, so...
Okay, that's fine. Let's get a little ping for some people. Oh, you're gonna do a 20 start ping, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Looks like, let's see, who could not join? MIDI Junkie could not join. Danger
I forgot
Gauge
about check-ins.
and Ahmed not responded.
Is the volume okay for me below? I turned myself down because I think the quality is a bit better if I turn it down.
Let me see.
I think it's probably okay as long as I talk clearly. Is the volume okay for me below? I turned myself down.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
Right. Let's see.
Stream setup. Alright. Alright, it's now 2 p.m. my time. I think everyone who has checked in, or who is going to check in, has already checked in, so I'm cool just starting it. Alright. So we have a total of 15 entrants in this one. Process check.
That's really good. Good numbers.
Alright. What do you think for our...
Gases alone?
What do you think for our first match here?
Which match would I like to see? I would like to see... how am I feeling? I'd like to see maybe Nobody versus Fluke, or maybe Cam versus J.J.K runback.
Right.
I could go for a little bit of that.
All right, let's see that the Kamala versus J.J.K. Let me put out a ping, or I'll just put out a message.
Have you done the start? Yeah, nice.
Tourney live. Kamala, J.J.K. stream.
I'm gonna follow it up with a little streams ping as well. I don't know if you have the ability to ping that one.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's very, very powerful.
Poor Chris, what are you up against B3 first round?
That's what you get. That's real Lethal League, you know. You don't want to come to a tournament and play some bum. You want to play someone who's going to beat the shit out of you. That's how you learn.
Oh, I need to... start the tournament. There we go. Looks like Molo will be hopping on a stream. Let me pull the bracket up on screen here for you guys. Alright, here's what our winners bracket looks like.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. So I got the stream view on the left, and then I'm ready to go to grab the live match when we go. So I'll let you handle. I'll let you handle actually grabbing the matches, and I'll just focus on commentary.
All right.
But if you want me to take over stream running, then let me know.
All right.
So who have we got first?
Come all over J.J.K. Up first.
Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about. I'm excited to see this. I've not seen a huge. I didn't watch the last stream that closely, so I haven't seen a huge amount of either of J.J.K versus Cam. I play J.J.K in friendlies quite a lot, but they're both pretty solid, like lower red kind of level players. So good enough to actually have plans, but sort of not really there on some of the more technical aspects or some of the really sort of vicious attacks. But I think they're pretty similarly matched, I would say.
Yeah,
I would have money. I'd have money on Cam though.
Yeah, Cam looks like in Delta 1 2 weeks ago beat JJK 2-0 in losers round 3.
Okay.
So it'd be interesting to see how the run back goes.
Yeah. It should be cool. I last played Camelo at UFA last year, so it's actually been it's been about 6 months since I've seen him play. But
Damn.
hopefully, I would say I hope he's improved, but I don't think I've seen him play since then, so he's probably got worse.
Damn. Alright, Kamal, if you could please stream in deafen.
Oh yes, he's just got mic off. Let's let this fella do a little screen share. I got my man Just Gas in the chat. How's it going? Nice to see a few people pulling up to the stream. I didn't know I was doing commentary until about 30 minutes ago. The day drinking had already happened, and yes, man. How's are you in tune with God? You got that crazy fucking soundtrack gonna propel you to victory? Yes, man. Well, it's nice to have you here. It's always a pleasure to have the King of Lethal League in your stream chat.
Yeah, it's nice seeing so many players kind of coming back for this one. I mean, I saw multiple players first time joining a tourney in like half a year, so.
Yeah, I've not heard from Kerb at all today. I know Kerb's been entering. It would have been nice to have four serious gold level competitors, but I think we're getting close to that point. Generally, in the summer, the game picks up a little bit more. But yeah, it's definitely nice to obviously. Wait, when did Gas last enter a tournament? That's a good. I'm going to say it's been 30 days. Toast's thing doesn't let you scroll. Incredible. How do I? Wait. Oh, has he removed the last entered tournament date? I thought it used to show last entered tournament. It doesn't anymore.
Looks like last tournament was Mach 1 actually.
His last tournament was Mach 1. I thought Gas entered something more recently, or maybe he's just been playing. Didn't he beat? No, that was Mello who beat B3 up. Yeah, I guess you're right. Camelo has deafened, but not streamed. Thank you, Camelo, streamer. Let's see if we can get in there. Yeah, so it's been a solid 6-7 months since we've had a Just Gas tournament entry. Obviously, Mello and B3 have entered in the last couple of days or so. B3, the tournament, Beelzebub, can't get rid of him. And then it's nice to see some of the purple, the pink belt level players putting in some effort. I thought so we are getting in there, which is cool. Zan, I didn't know. I actually didn't. It completely washed over me that Zan has been seeded 5th, which is really high. But Zan is the sort of player that can make that work. He does very well in, or they do very well in tournament, as opposed to, as in, they don't have that many hours and they're not the most technical player. But when it comes to tournament nerves, Zan always does really well.
Yeah, and Zan actually beat Encrian in a really nice match in losers top 8 in last tournament.
Yeah. Zan has that ability to just sort of clutch up on the last stock. And that was how I got knocked out of Combo Breaker last year. Was I lost to Zan? I was like 3 stocks ahead of Zan in last game, and he brought it back and managed to win it. So he's got the clutch factor. Okay, I mean, we got some quite nice control leading up from Cam, but it's not really doing a huge amount at the minute. Luckily, J.J.K is just going to run in and get his head blown off, but that's all right. Are you particularly familiar with these each side of the matchup here, or what's your kind of experience with this one?
I haven't played much against either of these two players. I've played J.J.K a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Nice,
know
nice pack.
it's Kamala is one of the very few dice mains we've seen in quite a while. So it'd be interesting to
Yeah,
see
I mean that's true.
how the players are dealing with dice special and all that.
Yeah, Cam's been doing it for quite a long time. He never reached the heights of players like Daihatsu or Dodge Drafter, but in terms of he might be the best active dice right now, which is kind of crazy. There's not really a huge amount of representation past red belt, but it's nice to see the character getting played a little bit. I know everyone hates to fight this guy. Um, and then yeah, obviously J.J.K, the low tier hero. J.J.K is a really interesting player to fight because he does like the most simple mix-ups of all time. he never does anything more complicated than like two bunts, but he makes it work.
I mean, it's tough on a character like Latch anyway.
Nice grab, nice grab. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. I mean, it's not quite enough to get started at the moment. Okay, interesting grab. As a yeah, nice rotation. I mean,
Kamala able to take game one there.
it's a typical passive player problem where I think J.J.K tends to play a little bit more passively, and Camilo's weakness is that he has a lot of holes in his offense. There's a lot of places where you can just go and murder him, but if you're not willing to run in and look for those gaps, I think your life can get quite hard. Seeing the J.J.K level mix-ups here, incredible. Oh, bunt hit. What's he gonna do? He's good. Oh no, yeah, okay, right. So he has obviously got a little bit of ball control going on there, but he doesn't really rely on it as much compared to maybe just sort of delaying his timing a little bit more.
It's interesting to see him not making that much use of the special in those situations.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's interesting. I'm not really. He's not really. I mean, this thing. He's not really like. There are some latch players who rely on gimmicks a little bit more, whereas you're not going to see J.J.K going for wall tech,
Mm-hmm.
but he will swing bait you, and quite a clean kill.
Yeah,
Nice
I've
back
noticed
hunt, misses the
that
ball.
Lash
Gets
is able to get a lot off of the rotations after the special there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. A little bit of loss of ball control there, but able to regain it.
Fortunate bunt right into Kamolo.
Nice.
Loses the stock for him though.
Yeah, it's a nice special. Oh, nice grab. I mean, now JJK is good at that. He will go for the hard reads, and he's actually relatively good at going for them. It seems like Camelo is also having a few issues with parry confirms. I've noticed a few instances where he's. Oh, you're so dead.
No grab.
Okay, he survived. He's mega dead. Yeah,
Lash flip
nice.
to
Yeah,
save it.
lash flip. Yeah, Cam is going for the down angle parry confirm and missing a couple of times where he could be just going up and getting a free kill. But it's he may live to regret it this game. Oh, I'd have gone for the bunt there. Yeah, okay, nice.
And great straight
Strong
angle from
kill.
J.J.K to take up the first game or take a first game, tie the set back up.
Nice. Is this a best of three?
Best of I forgot to best of 5.
We're seeing a couple of results starting to come in. B3 making short work of Crispity. Nenjay takes 3-1 over Supplement. Supplement got a game off Nenjay. Well played.
Very nice.
And Encrian, I think 3-0'd Cyan. A little bit of ball control against the wall. I'm so confused. Didn't Camelo have a background a minute ago? Why has he got basic stage just for this stage?
Yeah, I know you can
How does that
set
work?
basic stages only for certain stages, but I don't know why you would.
I've never said. I didn't even know you could do it. I was like, why are we looking at basic stages? That's
I was
crazy.
confused a bit too.
Oh, good parry dodge. Nearly got stung there. Nice down bunt. Yeah, Camelo, his control's a little bit off, but he
Oh,
makes it
parry
work.
grab.
Yeah, you can't parry off serve into J.J.K. You just got to know that. You got to know your stuff. You got to play this guy enough, and then you'll see it. You'll get punished for it enough times. That was a really
Oh,
cute little setup. I really like that.
Crab's going crazy this game.
No, come on.
Oh.
Come on, J.J.K. You're better than that. You deserve to lose for that one. Okay, misses the ball. Goes to recash. J.J.K. is maintaining a little bit of control. Not sure what's going on here. He's smashed in the wrong direction. He doesn't need it. Oh, and goes in. He was a little bit early, late. He must have been a little bit early. And we take game two. Game three goes to Camelo, so it's 2-1 now.
Yep, I'm low on set point here.
Yes, you've got the scoreboard. Very nice. So what are we going? Are they actually gonna? I don't know. I've not been paying attention to the chat. Are they gonna ban stages? Is that what's happening?
Doesn't look like they are.
Probably not. J.J.K. isn't the type to ban stages, and I would assume Cam isn't either.
I
So
feel
we're gonna go straight back
I feel
to
like there's
Room.
so few players who actually bother banning stages now.
Yeah, there's about 3 of us. But I will keep flying the flag for the stage banners. Yeah, I mean, J.J.K. had full control there, but it looked like Cam didn't even try to take it back. He just sort of let it happen, which is it's a bit of a death sentence in this game.
Oh, on the
Oh,
down
nice
button.
punt, nice punt. That was really good. Yeah, Nenjay, stage banning is where you intentionally choose to not play on the worst stage for your character. It's crazy.
It's something you're allowed to do.
It's this new idea.
Another down
Nice
button
down
off
ban.
the special for taking another
It's
stock there.
so dangerous. It looked a bit laggy though, given that JJK is German and Cam is French. I think I'm surprised that that confirmed the dice player should be able to punish that down button. But it looked like he totally missed the window. Oh no! Okay, good use of bunk get up. He totally screwed the timing up, but the bunk get up saved him.
Oh, and
And the
misses
straight
falling
angle,
on that floor trap.
yeah, straight angle makes it happen. That's underrated with newer players. I feel like that's something we don't really talk about enough. The idea of putting a straight angle underneath your opponent and letting them fall into it. Oh, that was so close. I thought I was going to kill. Nice, very nice.
That's one rotation there. It's interesting that you say that because I feel like in my experience of learning, it was something that I saw a lot but never really got told to do.
Right, yeah. Yeah, we don't really. I don't know. It's something that I think people just sort of naturally learn is good, but it's not something we talk about. Oh, you're trying to get better as a player, learn bunk control. Whereas like you could just start coming up with smarter ways of placing the ball. That's 3-1 to Camelo. Very nice.
Very nice stuff from
Bringing it back
Kamala.
to game two.
Shall we go to the next round of winners, or would you like to see a losers round?
I'll take a game of winners.
All right.
I'd like to see. I mean, I'll
Nenjay
take
versus
any of those games.
Emperors?
Yeah. That sounds good. If they haven't started.
Oh yeah, let's see. They might have started.
Yes, they have played at least one game.
Should we see if there's a match not in progress? We could see Gas versus Kamala, because we know that's not in progress.
Wouldn't be a bad shout. I mean, yeah, whatever makes most sense. B3 whoop at me. That's not come on nobody. I genuinely I don't think I've ever seen nobody play Lethal League before. They're a player I've known in the community for a long time, but I don't think I've ever seen them play the video game.
Nobody is. Oh wait, Nenjay and Zan have not started actually.
Yeah.
All right, let's get them on stream.
Yes, let's
Let
grab
me
that. Yeah.
go ahead and update the bracket here. So we can go ahead and see how that first round of bracket went. Camelo, as we saw, taking over J.J.K, and then most of the other matches went as expected in terms of seeding. Nobody taking that over Fluke. That's probably their closest seed set
Yeah,
we had.
relatively. The only real surprising one, Sweeban took a game off of Zan, and Suppermud took a game off of Nenjay, game 3. Otherwise, everything kind of went about as we expected.
I think I've also managed to take a grand total of 1 game off of Nenjay and Tourney before.
I don't ever want to fight Nenjay at tournament because I've got 100% win rate against Nenjay. But that was when he was a massive noob, and now he's not a massive noob anymore. And I think from playing friendlies, I felt like we were. When I played my secondaries, he bodied me, and when I played my main, I felt like it was relatively even. Would be my. I mean, that's a bold assumption. You should never talk big about yourself. But I feel like we're at a similar place in terms of ability right now. Not to say who I think is better, bracket me, but yeah, I as such I'd like to avoid him in bracket because it's not free anymore. Actually, would have to try very hard, and I still might lose. So, all right, we got Nenjay in the chat. Let's grab watch stream.
Yep.
He's pissed up. That number is a lie, by the way. He's got multiple accounts. That did throw me off. I was like, this MF's only got 8,000 games. Let's see the Raptor. Now, I have talked at length about how I do not value Raptor players. However, I also don't value Switch players. So these are by far my 2 least favorite characters to fight.
Battle for most boring gameplay starting here.
Yeah, I mean, arguably. Luckily, both these players are pretty good at the game, so.
That they are.
In fact, oh, do not let go of that parry. Oh my god, he missed the bun, you noob! I gotta talk mad shit on Nenjay. Sorry. Yeah, nice. Nenjay's ball control has improved massively. That's the one thing I noticed from that first stock. He seemed to have, when Zam wasn't approaching, he had full control over the game. Nice. And that's that's obviously the Raptor Classic. That's basically Raptor's Wing Condition. Special, not on the ground. And you'll be fine. Now, obviously, Switch is doing his own bullshit. And Zan is going to be relying on a bit more defensive play. No, come on, he was going to let go. I was so bad.
Great police punish there.
Zan's going to be relying on as much defensive play as possible to try and fish for opportunities to go first switch flip setups, essentially, is his plan. Okay, interesting. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, you can already see them throwing taunt flip out in all of these situations, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because they're both playing really defensively. This is like the antithesis of how I play the game. Which is, I think, it's beautiful. I mean, to be fair, most of the Doomboxers play way lamer than these guys. So. But they're taking it very defensively right now, and it's working for Zan. Obviously, Zan pulling ahead now. Zan's in a fantastic position here with special. Nice. And this is what Zan excels at. Zan excels at not dying. He's dead. He's gonna get killed here. That's it. He missed it. He's dead.
Super unfortunate miss there from Nenjay to Zan taking game 1.
it gets really stressful at that point. I mean, it's just a jump button. You should be catching your jump buttons, but obviously with the stress of last stock and trying to make a mount a comeback, I think it's just very easy to screw up by like 1 frame and then you die. So
yeah. Plus, once the rotations start happening, I feel like players start panicking.
yeah, and I think by the way, if I'm mean to these players, it's because like I'm allowed to be mean to Nenjay now that he's good enough to be considered pink belt, right? So I gotta talk about him like he's a real player. Okay, that was really good. I feel like Zan's more defensive play last game was really sort of picking out the flaws in Nenjay's strategy, which is that he has ball control and he mounts a relatively simple attack, and if it doesn't work, he doesn't really have much else going on. And his defense isn't that good compared to his offense with the Raptor special, where that if Zan can survive that first attack and just set up 1 attack on switch, he's actually getting kills. Like, Zan's kill percentage per attack, if you look at attacks made versus attacks that kill, it's like really high. It's like 90%. Whereas Nenjay is doing loads of attacks and barely getting anything for them. I don't know if that makes sense. That's my observation of this right now. Of course, in order to do that, Zan has to not die. Like that.
Right. Which is not so easy against Raptor special here, especially Nenjay with his offense.
Yeah, and I think this is where some of Zan's technical abilities, being a little bit weaker, I would say, become a bit more obvious, because to catch that ball going under him with the Raptor special 2 stocks ago, he needed to air turn bump back, air turn back punt, and he didn't have the inputs for it, so he died. Yes. Oh my god, yes. Okay, there you go. That was perfect up angle. Oh, he's trying to cheese him out.
And then Jay able to take that one to tie the set back up.
That was very close. I mean, Zan did a really good job of not getting pinged by that. I'd have got hit by that damn man all day. But then also to follow it up with an attack that got a kill, I think was very good. Would have been easy to choke that one. All right, no real attack coming out here. We're going to see a little bit more spaghetti in this game, I think. Yeah, it's a little bit of an awkward special.
Oh, I was expecting a down throw there.
Nice catch.
Nenjay with a great catch.
Really nice coverage. You've got to follow up, Zan. Zan, please, I'm begging you, follow up the ball. Yeah, unfortunate. And this is the classic Raptor behavior is you're not really even trying to cheese people out or you just use the special and people kill themselves, right?
Yeah.
Like Zan didn't really do anything there. He just sort of jumped into the ball, and Nenjay didn't really do anything. He just did special, but it ends up taking a stock, which is obviously at this point in the game where you're starting to build advantages. And you know that if Nenjay gets an advantage, he's going to start down bunting in the corner. So you can't really afford to let him do that. Really good swing. You're playing switch, so you have to swing it.
Missed catch there on the up angle.
Yeah, and this is the difference between Zan's defense and Nenjay's defense. Is that when they both had to face similar defense checks there, and Zan passed it and Nenjay failed it, which is why he lost the stock. Nice down bunt. It doesn't. You know what? Those smashers on room are doing a really good. The rotation is really good. He's not really even trying to get kills or do tricky air turns into swings in interesting directions. He's just smashing the ball. but it's working. He's dead. He ain't catching that. GG. That's game 2. Game 3, sorry. So 2-1.
Select your character.
Now, I don't know what Nenjay has to do to make this game work. Because I think if you play the defensive game against Switch, things get bad for you. And if I'm being honest, I think it's one of the problems with not stage striking is I think Factory is a great stage for Switch here, because Switch has all the space in the world to play defensively, wait for the ball to come to him, and then set up one attack. Unless you jump when you should have bunted, in which case you die. But other than that, which means you're basically relying on technical errors to win here, because Nenjay doesn't have the attacking capability to force favorable situations. Because like both of these stocks that he's taken so far have been technical errors.
It is true though that in the past couple games, a lot of the stocks Nenjay has lost have just been from just like slightly bad positioning leading to a missed coverage. And if you tighten it up, it'd be a lot closer here.
Yeah, see, I would still favor. I was going to say I would still favor Zen. Now I definitely don't favor Zen anymore. But the fact that like nerves are such an important part of this, and while Zan is really good at that, Nenjay has way more recent tournament experience, so it might just be that when it comes to not spaghettiing, that Zan has a disadvantage just because Nenjay's played so many tournaments lately.
Yeah, and
that was a relatively
pretty decisive game there.
Select your character.
Yeah, and obviously at the start of this, I predicted that Zan would have a massive advantage, but that only really counts if you are catching the ball when it's flying at you. And even if you're standing in the right position, if you don't bunt properly, then you won't get anything. It's also worth noticing that they do have a pretty bad connection. So maybe Zan is going to ask the host here, which I would absolutely be asking for the host here.
Yeah, it looks like
because they play it's Midwest to Germany. And also, Nenjay has dog shit connection anyway. So I would absolutely be asking for a host. It's already so bad for Nenjay. This is what Zan had to play the last 2 games. This is so much harder. Oh, yeah,
goodness.
fine. I mean, this is why we host swap. I know someone the other day was like, "Oh, the host swap doesn't matter that much. You're out of your mind. It's so important." You just gotta, be safe there.
Swing bait
that is unfortunate.
Special, like you mentioned
at the
beginning of the set.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, it's the Raptor Classic. It's basically his entire playstyle.
Confirmed, right?
I don't really know what the best way to deal with it is, because I'm not very good at fighting Raptor. I would say you probably need to just tap charge it. Use tap charge to handle both timings. Which is, to be fair, is good for Switch. Switch wants to tap charge anyway.
Sure, I remember seeing a lot of conversations about, especially how Gas plays Switch, just tap charging, able to cover so many different situations, and then using a taunt flip to cover the rest of it.
I mean, he literally won Mach 1 by tap charging. I've watched that. I've watched that final set against Cactos several times. Wow, I mean, that was a fantastic application of the swing bay there. That's right, of the parry bay. Don't get followed up. Yeah. Absolutely the correct call. I think if you bunt there, you're in big trouble. It's interesting because since the host swap, I feel like I've seen. Alright, that was scary. Nenjay, still, I'm gonna flame him for being a gambler.
Zan able to take the last game of the set there. Really close.
Earlier today, Nenjay told me that he'd stopped gambling, and I have seen with my very own eyes that is absolutely bullshit. I think, I mean, to be fair, that was the only grab he went for that game, and it didn't work out. But
gamblers never change their ways.
I think at that position, I think he was just really desperate for something. You're like, you got to make back a 1 stock deficit, and you're on your last stock.
Yeah.
And you got to go for some sort of gamble. Oh, Nenjay's in the chat. Nenjay, I was mad flaming you, man. Like you gotta. I thought you played well. I thought you played well, honestly. It looked. What surprised me most was that when you lost host for game 5, it seemed like you suddenly learned how to do attacks that you hadn't been doing any attacks for like 4 games straight and just winning off of like random Raptor specials. And then game 5, you were like actually making shit happen. It was much better. I thought. That's how I feel about it. I've drunk just enough alcohol to be able to talk freely. All right, let's grab another game.
The bracket here.
Which means Zan is going on to fight Just Gas. So it'd be good to get B3 Mela.
Yeah, let's.
Then B3 Mela is just starting.
And they actually just they're just getting up now, so perfect timing.
Yep.
And then we can say Gas and Zan go ahead to winners finals.
Do you want Zan and Gas to wait?
I think they can probably just go ahead because once B3 Miller's done, the losers top 8 will be ready, and then we can do one round of losers top 8, winners finals, and then losers top 6 all the way through, maybe, or something like that. I don't know. Should we wait?
No, they can play. Gas will still be around.
All right.
Let them play.
Looks like Miller's going to stream.
Cool. All right, we got a. Well, I was going to say we got a classic matchup, but I never know what B3 is going to play. Obviously, we got Mela on Sonata.
Yeah, in the last tournament, B3 was actually on Raptor the entire time. So maybe we may see the turn to full Raptor gameplay from B3 here. But also, obviously, B3 unknown random player as well. Can play pretty much any character at a high level.
Is there any character that B3 doesn't play? I don't think I've ever seen him play Dust. I don't think I've ever seen him play Latch. He likes
he was in the Followblind Dust and Ashes tournament, if I remember correctly. So
okay, yeah.
And I know Crispity was saying he was interested in potentially getting a Latch tournament together, so maybe we'll complete the B3 roster.
The stage list is Desert, Stadium, Room, Outskirts, Streets, Factory, Pool, Elevator, Subway.
And it looks like Meller banning Elevator, Factory, Streets, all the long stages.
Smart. I don't know why. I guess he doesn't like it on Sonata. I don't know the Sonata tech. Yo, this player's got 700 matches played. That's crazy.
The alt accounts go crazy.
Mela might be the longest running character specialist in like the history of this game. I don't think I've ever seen Mela pivot away from basically day one playing Sonata.
She's hovering Dust and Ashes right now. That's scary.
Nah, ain't gonna happen. Hey, Cherry. Hello, Cherry. How are you?
It'd be nice because we haven't seen I don't remember if we were able to see a Sonata last time.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that like for basically all of 2024, all we saw was Sonata players. Like we saw Al, we saw Cactos, and we saw Mela basically like cleaning up every tournament with Sonata. And then with Cactos on hiatus, Al basically retiring, and Mela taking a break up until now, we've really not seen very much Sonata representation at all. Basically, it's like Cubicle, and Cubicle plays Candyman half the time. Although I do prefer it when Cubicle plays Sonata because his Candyman is ass.
Crazy.
Although it did beat me, so. I lost last stock. I lost last stock to Cubicles Candyman. I'm ending it all.
And
Alright, we've got B3
like we
on
thought, B3 on Raptor, and it looks like Miller will be going on Sonata.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty sensible. B3 has played a lot of Raptor. It'd be interesting to see if he bare bones it up. I should think not, because we don't want to see a repeat 6-0 like last tournament, but...
Yeah, and for context, these two just played in Room 21 this past Wednesday, and Miller was able to win, I think, a 2-1, two sets to one set.
Yeah, B3 knocked Miller into losers, and then proceeded to get 6-0'd on the run back. So Meller's such an interesting case. Like Meller on Meller's best day is the best player in this game, and on Meller's worst day is like low gold belt, which we saw at Mac 1. Like Mac 1, everything fell apart. Meller had a horrible time and lost to Gander, like outside of basically at top 12 or something. And then Meller will sometimes show up and just like absolutely dominate everyone. So yeah, it means that she's become kind of underrated, I'd say, after Mac 1. I think was being a little underrated, like being put outside of what I was considering the top 4 at the time, which was B3, Cactus, Al, and Gas. Whereas really, I think it is a top 5. You can't really have I think realistically, you can't have just a top 4 in this game. And the stocks are going by super fast. I mean, compared to last game where everyone was just like playing hyper defensive to try not to die, these players want to murder each other. Wow, crazy power extension.
I mean, they both have specials that are very suited to that as well.
Yeah. Very offensive specials. Nice recatch. Oh, that was a sick parry. That was like max distance parry. B3 basically just had to run, but went for the pivot button and got sniped.
Clash there, crazy.
I thought, yeah, you can't go for that. See, B3 is not going to fall for those attacks. You got to find a way to get the ball. Nice, really nice spike. Oh,
very nice on the
he's a gambler.
Special.
He gambled and lost.
I never knew B3 to be a gambler.
Now, of course, you got to remember that Meller won with host advantage, and B3 will correctly be asking for host advantage. So we should see a little swap over. Which it makes it difficult for these top gold belts playing against B3. There is an element, it's the chess problem, right? Where, as in chess, white wins 55% of games or something.
Yeah, it's Brazil Wi-Fi wins 55% of games.
Yeah. Unfortunately, when you're fighting the Brazilian warlord, host advantage makes a huge difference. Because obviously, in a best of 5, you're getting 3 hosts versus 2, which, when you're alternating hosts every game, is enough to win. So we're now seeing a B3 hosted game. Unfortunately, goes in again.
I've noticed that Sonata and like some characters I pretty much see Sonata's parry or confirmed parries using special basically every single time. Is that something that's just like, oh no, the desync already?
Desync. Can't be desyncing this early, surely.
Oh my god.
Incredible. It's alright. They've done the shit enough. They know what to do.
Supposedly B3's entire PC froze. This is peak Lethal League Blaze.
Wow. That's Lethal League for you. I think what would be interesting to see is if we get a character switch up at some point. How did you do, Reaps? How did it go? Let me refresh the bracket and see what happened. Cass has already beaten Zan. Gas beat Zan 3-0 in the time it took us to play one B3 Mellow game. That's nasty. The Zan is way down and loses round 4.
I would kind of like to see the switch ditto. Be interesting to see how different the two players are playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the worst possible matchup for Zan is to get gas because, like, there's nothing worse than playing a mirror match against someone who's better than you at every single aspect of the game. And unfortunately, Zan is a good player, but like Gas is just better at every aspect of the game. So there's basically nothing he can do other than go for cheese, in my opinion. I might be wrong there, but like I think the gap is just like enormous.
I've definitely seen the sentiment around that the gap between the top like 5 or so players versus everybody below is so crazy wide.
Yeah, it's difficult. I would say it's hard to describe because obviously, like I know your skill level a little bit just from like mentoring and like doing dojo sessions. And I would say when I was at your point in the game, I hadn't yet realized how big the void was. I was around the time I was sort of mid red belt that I fully realized just how badly I was about to, just how brutal the next, the next months were going to be. It happened to me by playing Al in semi friendlies for a long time and just getting my ass handed to me like over and over again.
I feel like I remember you mentioning that at some point. Yeah.
It's like ego crushing. You're like, oh wait, I'm actually dog shit at this game. It's why I felt like I remember having a conversation with Silas when they were a tiny bit more active. They were like, talking about how they wanted to get good and how they thought they were improving. And it's like sometimes you just need a reality check. Like I think for a newer player who thinks they're really starting to get a grip on the game, it is tough to have the realization that like just how far behind you are. But that's good because once you're at the bottom of that pit, then you can start to climb out and you can bridge that gap with enough practice.
Yeah.
It just you got to understand how big the gap is first.
I started off getting humbled because I think like my first or second ever match in this server was against Epic, so I I got schooled pretty hard on the Nitro matchup, and I've
Yeah.
starting
from
right.
right.
rock bottom is nice because you can only go up.
Yeah, he'll do that to you. Yeah, if you show any weakness to a player like Very Epic, he's gonna murder you. The thing is, like, he's probably not even trying. This is the worst part. Like his base level, not even trying gameplay, is so much higher that he basically is going to 5-star you every game without even like thinking about the game.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the good. If the game wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth getting good at, you know.
Of course. Looks like they're going to
All right, we're back in.
desert. Finally back in. Oh.
B3's going to lose a stock for free.
Oh right.
And then we're going to go.
For a second, I thought
okay,
Brazil
so
Wi-Fi striked again.
We're back to the start because B3 wants to like have a proper serve, which is fair. B3's probably got some of the best serves in the game, or at least understands the serving process better than the large majority of players. And takes a quick stock. Okay, so we're going in. I mean, it's so hard to at this level of gameplay. There's additional meta constraints you got to think about where they've played each other for so many years that they kind of know each other's patterns, but then they know each other's patterns, so they're like mixing things up that we haven't even seen yet because they already know each other.
Right. They're starting on like layer 5 mix-ups.
Exactly. Compared to the game we just watched, Nenjay versus Zan, I felt like we were starting on layer 1 and building from there. But a game like this, you can't really do that. Wow, that was a crazy catch. I'm actually amazed to survive that. And this is the that's perfect position for B3. B3's spacing was absolutely immaculate there. He had Mella glued to the wall, and there was just nothing that she could do to get out. No, unfortunate. You gotta be careful with the run through there. I do like the run through as a concept. It's something I've been trying to do a bit more. It's like you gain plus frames by running through the second the ball releases. So if you do it frame perfectly, you get maximum advantage. And B3 takes game 2 with post advantage.
It's interesting to see how like they just keep trading stocks back and forth. Like the games are going to be so close this entire set. Looks like they're swapping hosts again.
Oh,
Oh,
What's happened here?
Brazil Wi-Fi strikes again.
This is Mella's game.
Oh yeah, wait.
All right, let's have a little look. Let's have a little look at the losers bracket. So we've got out round one. We've got Sweeban on a close loss to Suppermud. Well done, Suppermud. We got Crispity just about losing to Fluke, and we've got Reaps taking it over Cyan. And then round two, we've got J.J.K getting 3-0'd by Encrian, Suppermud getting 3-0'd by Nobody, Fluke getting 3-0'd by Nenjay, and Reaps getting 2-0'd by Cat. 3-0'd. They entered the scores in weirdly. So we've got Encrian, Nobody, Nenjay, and Camelo. So your seeding's looking pretty good.
Yeah. I think Encrian and Nobody started their first game already, unfortunately.
That's okay. And we let's go into it. So now we start to look at the next layer of adaptation and how they're starting to try and cover that. That was a really So B3 is making much better use of tap charging here defensively. I feel like before he was standing a little bit too close and getting parried a lot. But there, it felt like his positioning was perfect, and Mela needs to, at that point, take better control of the ball and stop launching attacks that are just going to get caught. Yeah, that's really unsafe bump. You can't be doing that. If you bump there, you're going to die. But I guess, you get the same kind of thing. B3 went for the same read, right? Like, you've been bunting a little unsafely, I'm going to start approaching more. And this time Mela saw it coming and just smash parry instead. It just takes a free stock. Oh, that was a little bit overambitious by B3, I feel like. But it's all happening. It's going a little bit slower for a second. They're getting some parries off. What I think is kind of interesting is you don't really see... That was... really nice understanding of the fact that Mela was too close. Mela was too close behind, so set up a... Oh my god, I see, now we're in real mix-up territory. That's a thing of beauty. I lost my train of thought before I could get it. Yes, I feel like we are basically exclusively seeing parries and parry baits. And... as opposed to... like, where are the swing baits? Swing baits don't really seem to exist in this game. And I feel like both players are just trying to go as fast as possible without slowing there. Like, it's really hard to see changes in tempo for me. It feels like the attacks are very uniform. Does that make sense?
I think so, especially these two players. I feel like they're going, just back and forth this entire time. In some other matchups, we see more, kind of more pronounced, like, sequences of offense versus defense, and these players, it just keeps, they keep having to play both, right after another for the entire game. That's also why the stocks keep flying, I suppose.
Yeah. Nice. Really good patience. Oh my god, what's going on? Okay.
If you're able to take that game.
Is that it?
Should be... That's game 3, I believe. It's interesting seeing this kind of game from the perspective of, a Nitro player who's able to, use their special for pokes and then keep ball control. Like, the characters that have to, go for the attacks and give up ball control at the same time, just how much more back and forth the game is.
Yeah, well, it's kind of interesting for me, seeing as B3 told you to play Raptor for fundamentals, and then watching his fundamentals on Raptor. He is correct, in my opinion. Because his fundamentals on Raptor are fantastic. He's basically just watching Mela the entire game. He permanently is watching Mela and identifying moments where Mela is behaving in an unsafe fashion. If that makes sense. Like earlier we saw this crazy like bunt into smash pair out of nowhere that was like perfectly placed. Like Mela had no time to respond to it. Essentially, your only chance to survive that is to your character can't really crouch well enough to hide from the attack, so you have to like grab on reaction, which is really bad EV anyway. You really don't want to be doing that. So
Right. And once you get them grabbing, I mean, you kind of have them in the palm of your hand in as regards to just, you know, let it fly without parrying.
Yeah. Like even if you win that time, like you're probably not winning the burst, and even if you're winning the burst, you're probably not winning the match playing like that because overall it's just not good. Wow. Okay. Missed down by an opportunity, but doesn't need it. And we go to 2 stocks apiece. That was really nice parry. I would have fallen for that any day of the week. And it's also just knowing, it's knowing what to do there. So right, like, I'll talk about that when this game finishes because I got some theory here. You gotta be careful, because you're gonna get blown up. You can't let Mela have free control like this.
Oh, and the unfortunate not getting the parry confirmed there.
This is beautiful Lethal League, by the way. This is why I love this game. It's just like so engaging to watch. Oh, that's it. Wow, great special off the top. Okay, so we go to 2-2. Right, when B3, a couple of bursts ago, B3 was on the far right wall, and Mela was, like, trying to stop an attack. Basically doing to B3 what B3 did to Mela the game before, where Mela had B3 pinned to the wall, but wasn't approaching. And Mela, as B3 found a way, basically did, like, ball control up the wall to almost like a wall cling, like a latch wall tech kind of style, I guess like a Raptor wall tech, bit of control that was like stalling the ball across the top. Because if you're not approaching in that situation, you are particularly weak to reaction checks. Because you're super close, you've got no time to survive a reaction check. So long as the offensive player can mix up enough to make that happen. And that's essentially what we saw. B3 found the needle, threaded the needle, as it were, and created ambiguity in the attack to create basically a free reaction check that Mela couldn't survive. Mela wasn't able to react in time, even with host advantage. Which is just amazing. That's like, I think that is classic B3 play to recognize that is what Mela's trying to do to you, and here's how you deal with it.
Great down button there.
There you go. I wanted to save that until the last game was over. Right, we're going in. Nice bump.
Get up there.
I'm still not over the sound effects, by the way. They always crack me up.
Yeah, I always love seeing people's modded setups. I love the HUD that Miller's got going on here.
All right, yeah, this is rough. This is rough. I forgot that Mela is playing against host advantage now, which is not great, but able to make something happen.
Just B3 on rotation.
Nice.
Wonder if Nice Angle gets the parry from there.
I think Mela might have been able to catch that if she jumped left instead of right, but it's really hard to tell, especially with the host issues.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, and then this is the problem. When you've got so little time to react to that. It felt like half the time you usually get. And so on host, Mela's catching that all day, every day. But in that particular instance, it's just not happening. Okay, we got a game 5, first 9.
First 9.
Okay. This is real Lethal. You got to survive this reaction check though. Oh. Where's it going? Oh,
great swing bait from B3.
It's the Raptor Classic. It's the Raptor Classic. We swing bait.
Swing bait into the B3 Classic of quit to save 3 seconds.
I mean, that was a perfect time for a swing bait. And again, B3, it wasn't random. I just watched that replay back on the stream, and B3 saw the bunt and then press the button. And once the button has been pressed, you win the game. Right? That's how it works. It's the strength of Raptor, which is like you can basically punish button reaction, where basically no other character can do it. So that is it. It goes 3-2 to B3 at B3. Very well played. It's up to you if you want to do some losers games or
Yeah, so
or do the-
Encrian and
I'll do
Nobody
it if you lose.
are one game in already, but they agreed to wait to hop on stream. Nenjay and Kamolo
Yeah.
went ahead. Nenjay able to take the set 3-1 over Kamolo.
Mhm.
And that Just Gas B3 matchup is going to be very fun to watch there too. Here, Encrian coming into stream. Encrian, I know playing Latch. Who does Nobody play? Nobody's before my time.
Nitro.
Nitro, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love seeing a Nitro.
We got the gold cuff outfit. Yeah, I was saying earlier that Nobody's a player that I've never actually seen play the game, but yes, they are. Well, they're currently hovering Nitro. I don't know if they play any other characters, but Encrian with the iconic orange latch. I do like it when a player picks a skin so often that you basically associate that skin with that player. Like, obviously, I've been playing Red Doombox for about 2 years now. Encrian, the orange latch main.
Yeah. And then we have a Red Nitro gang.
Yeah, the Red Nitro gang. B3 I associate with... B3 is the only good Black Licorice Candyman player. It's just remarkable, by the way. The pace of the game already. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, the game suddenly feels so manageable.
So much.
I'm watching these players, and these are both very good players. But suddenly, I feel like I can follow exactly what they're doing very, very easily. Very nice, very nice. Unfortunately, unable to cover the latch setup. Tell you what, Nenjay, nothing makes me more mad than seeing a random in ranked pick Red Doombox. It pisses me off. That's my shit. What's up, IMT? Nice to see you.
Smooth jazz ass voice. That's crazy.
It's better than B3 calling me like a Victorian slaver last time I was on the match.
That is pretty bad. Alright, let's see. We got Enk Nobody right now. The next matchup is going to be the winner of this versus Zan. Shall we have Meller and Nenjay go ahead and play it out since they're ready?
Yeah, I think that's probably fine. I mean, I'll trust you. Although I was watching Mela and Nenjay play friendlies earlier, and Mela was like, "Yeah, you're really good at this game for your hours," and then 2 minutes later, Nenjay posts a crying face. I assume he immediately got 5-stocked.
Many such cases.
Yeah, it's just classic. Encrian's playing really, really solid, but I'm really impressed with Nobody's defense, considering Nobody has not played this game for God knows how long.
Oh, we can go ahead and check. Last.
I think Nobody basically appears in rooftop. Wow, just literally runs behind him and shoots it in his fucking face.
Nobody's last tournament entry, just shy of a full year ago.
Wow.
And
Nobody is a corner ender. Yeah.
oh, sorry,
yeah, you're right.
I looked away. Who took that first game?
Encrian.
Right.
Yeah, Encrian had his number. Yeah, that's just called being a good player. Good players know that if you stand by the wall, then you only have to worry about defending one side. So, Dodge Drafter got to gold belt by finger fucking the wall, as Dizzy would say.
God.
Nice throw. You got to be the drift on that is always really deceptive. It catches me out all the time.
Sorry if anyone just heard that Microsoft Teams notification. It kind of set my fight or flight response going.
Alright, we're going back and forth a little bit at the moment. The ball control's fairly good so far, and it seems like they're doing a fairly reasonable job of intercepting. The problem is, nobody is struggling to maintain ball control once he does the interception. That was a nice little setup. Unfortunately, he gets hit in the back, goes the wrong way.
Sorry about that, IMC. I had to, I thought I closed it, but I forgot I had to quit, not just close the window.
It's always, that's how Microsoft gets you. I do like the idea of having you could set up like a Microsoft Teams soundboard.
I feel like that would be way too evil for even for me.
Some people up. Yeah. Okay, we're at two stocks taken so far apiece. Made that 3. But it feels like the players are kind of struggling to set up really potent attacks and just playing a fairly what's the word I'm looking for? A game of attrition, a war of attrition. What's a better word for that? I don't know.
I think that's
They're
fitting
playing
enough.
Lethal League in parts. You know that.
Oh,
that
great
was-
parry bait.
Confirm. That was a great confirm.
I always love seeing the flash special into down bump confirms.
Yeah. Nice. Thing is, it's not real. It's not real. You could just swing at it. But when you swing at it, you open yourself up to other mixes. So you got to be careful. Imagine setting the ball bounce sound to Teams notification. Yes, man. Now we're talking.
That was game 2.
Does he know? He does not know.
Did I miscount?
Oh, didn't they? They played one game already, didn't they? They played a game already.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Oops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was like, we forgot that they already played a game.
Well, that's a 3-0 for Encrian then.
Mela has taken at least one game off of Nenjay.
What do you say
Look,
we go Gas P3 and then Xan Enk all the way through?
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright.
Mela and Nenjay are banning stages. Nenjay, the stage ban hater, is banning stages.
I
That's
think
just beautiful.
That might just be Meller's influence.
Yeah, of course. But if Desley was here, Desley would say random, and he would say yes. But that's not how it works. Okay, we got 2 titans of the game up next, Just Gas and B3. Proving that they are really the ones to be in the big 4.
Yeah, and Just Gas even, you know, this
Mela washed, question mark.
I got the versus graphic up. Just Gas, you know, historically dominant Switch player. V3 we saw earlier on Raptor. Number 1 and 2 seed, but also number 1 and 2 ranked players in the game. As hyhy was talking about, should be a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, what's the... I'm just looking up the head-to-head on these players. The lifetime head-to-head is 26-26.
Really?
Yeah. Although...
Looks like 26-28 actually, in favor of B3.
Yes, you're right. I'm going blind. You see...
That's the day drinking?
I have... No, it's called being 30, but... But it happens to the best of us. Yes, unfortunately, I'm going a little bit blind. They last played
30 years
at,
old or 20/30 vision?
Yeah. You caught me. They last played at Mac 1, and obviously Gas won the entire event. So Oh, did they play it? Did they play at Mac 1? Apparently they did. Yes, they met in grand finals. Sorry, they met in winners finals at Mac 1, in which Just Gas 3-0'd B3 and then sent him straight to losers bracket to be killed by Cactos 3-2. So,
Jeez.
that being said, I can't remember. I'd have to watch the VOD to see who B3 was playing. I've spoken to Al before about a bit of a rock paper scissors dynamic between these top players, but I can't remember which way round Al felt it went. I think he might have said he feels like he beats Gas but loses to B3, and Gas beats B3. I'm not old. I'm not old. All right, we're going in. I need to actually. Sorry. Yes, I'm actually watching the stream replay. I haven't actually opened the main stream, so let me get to that. There we go. All right, it's 3 stocks to 2. Are you coming to Combo Breaker this year, IMT? Big question. I don't know why I'm waiting to answer. He'll answer at his own time. And we go up. Yeah, I think I would probably say that Just Gas favors this matchup, although they do play very similar styles, I believe. As in, I think both of these players are primarily driven by mind games and conditioning. And so,
speaking of mind games, the parry grab there.
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting where like, like when I'm coaching new players, I'm like, stop grabbing immediately. When I play with Suppermud, I'm like, you have to unbind grab. I'm going to kill you.
I think she literally did unbind grab.
Good. But then it becomes a good option at this level. When you understand how to use it, it's actually a good option because it completely distorts the prisoner's dilemma that you are both managing by playing this game. Okay, yeah, I mean that's just a classic. That's a classic Gas move. Cover as far away as possible. Set yourself up a lovely little up angle, and then find a kill out of it. And he gets he finds the kill.
Yeah, so that up angle is so hard to deal with.
B3 is going to be taking it.
Players of this caliber.
I'm going to be in Ireland, I think. Otherwise, yeah, probably one day. Okay, well, I hope to see it. It would be quite funny if I flew across the Atlantic and you also flew the other way across the Atlantic, and then I didn't get to see you. But if you are there, it'll be sick to me up.
Interestingly enough, B3 able to close that stock lead, getting it down really close. So could see B3 potentially taking some games here later in the set.
Yeah. Let's see, is B3 going to change? He's still going Raptor. Yes, I'm going to be there 4 days before Combo Breaker on the Monday or the Sunday, maybe. So if you're around earlier in the week, maybe I will come hit you up. All right, we go game 2. And same. I don't know why B3 is particularly feeling the Raptor today. I don't know whether he just sort of spins a wheel at the start of the day and sees what's on the menu.
Well, if I'm remembering correctly, B3 played Raptor in all of Delta 1, and also asked Toast to add Raptor as another character on his listing on LLB Blaze Pro. So I think maybe he's just liking Raptor in particular.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know whether I don't know whether that influence comes from other players. I don't know what's made him. It's interesting to me to see great switch flip. I mean, he just pressed the taunt button, but he pressed it at the right time, and that's what counts. Once a player has been B3 has been at the top level of this game for a long time, and as such, it's very rare to see a player that's been playing at this level for this long suddenly switch characters. I didn't unbind grab. I put a thumbtack on it. Let's fucking go. That's dedication. that's actual dedication.
B3 taking a massive stock lead already in this game.
Yeah. I don't know whether I couldn't really tell if it was because Gas's positioning was off or if he just screwed up the timing, but he basically just like jumped out of the option select, and I think he set himself up to die to everything. So, but takes the next stock. Gonna try and bring it back. It's nice to see a player not give up. Unfortunately, he's getting raptor schmixed. Like, what are you supposed to do against it? Okay, nice down button.
Nice down button.
Right,
two down button kills in a row.
He is at cheese health though. Great reaction check. Okay, and now this is so doable for Gas now. Gas is going to hit him with the Gas special, as we like to call it, in which he does like 17 angle rotations into switch flip. Oh, he actually could have smash parried him there. That was the thing is, if he smash parried, I think I felt like B3 was waiting to grab. Something in my brain was like, this man is like patiently waiting for you to approach the ball, and he didn't, because he knew some bad shit was coming. So he backed off. Unfortunately, he didn't back off far enough and got a headshot. But that's how it goes. So the score is 1-1. But I guess it's still 1-1 Gas's advantage, because Gas has host advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Because this MF lost the coin flip. What an idiot!
It's interesting to see
when it was tails.
You know, looking at B3 and Gas's head-to-heads. You know, Gas winning the last very many of the recent ones, and you, like you mentioned, 3-0 in Mach 1, but B3 has been consistently entering tournaments this entire time. You know, every single week. Potentially closing that gap.
I mean, yeah, it's so hard to tell between, you know, the players I had been calling the top four before two of them quit, or three of them quit. But it's almost impossible to tell on any given day which one of the four I think is the best player. So, like, and I think that still applies to, like, Gas is the sort of player that can not play this game for 6 months and come back and win a tournament with all the best players in the world, like, easily. He did it at Mac, like, he basically didn't practice for Mac 1. Like, he basically just showed up a couple of weeks before, de-rusted, and then won the whole tournament. But on any given match, he can get beaten. So, okay, that was the longest switch flip forward of all time.
Nice
really good grab. I think that's the perfect application for a throw of the ball, is when the opponent's falling on top of you like that. It can really fuck them up.
Since they don't have a hitbox to fall into.
I mean, that's nobody does those setups like Gas does. It's just perfectly executed. And Switch really is the perfect character for Gas based on the way he plays, in my opinion. Okay, interesting. Like, the way he sees the game is just perfectly suits the kind of player he is. And I think that's part of why he's able to show up after such a long time. Okay, interesting. He's able to show up after such a long time and still do so well. That was fantastic. It's because he plays a relatively simple character technically. Like, he's good enough from a technical perspective to do everything he needs to do on this character. And once you get to that point, you know, you're not like, I don't know if you've seen the video where Boog is doing like the craziest fucking corpse juggles you've ever seen in your life on Switch. Okay, I'll show you that later. Boog has a corpse juggle video for Switch that they posted like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's fucking ridiculous. For like, it's more ridiculous for how old the video is. Yes, I agree. Flip enough coins, you'll get heads. Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is, it's B3's job to stop him flipping coins, and I guess he wasn't. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to inflict my opinions on how B3 should play, because he knows this game a lot better than I do. But you got to do something different, right? Like, if you're letting Gas flip as many coins, do you play Magic the Gathering IMT? You got to play IMT. You got to play MTG, surely. If you play MTG and you've ever played CEDH, you may have run up against a deck with the commander Krark and Sakashima, and that's how I feel watching Gas sometimes. The whole gimmick of the Krark and Sakashima deck is that you flip 17 trillion coins, and if one of them comes up heads, you win the game. that's how the deck works. Okay, I mean that's fair. I'm a pauper guy personally. I hope you can appreciate it. Anyway, that's my commentary. My really insightful commentary. Gas playing Switch is like Krark and Sakashima. It's Krark's thumb. I think Krark's thumb is the one that lets you flip coins twice. Krark basically says like, whenever you cast a spell, flip a coin. If it's heads, copy it. If it's tails, put it in your hand instead. And then you make 1 million triggers every time you cast a spell, and you copy it 5 trillion times, and also get to recast it 1 trillion times. That's how it works. Right, let's get into some gameplay.
Lethal League Blaze.
This man B3 is dying. He's dying when I'm explaining Magic the Gathering mechanics. I think Factory is probably better for Gas here. I don't know whether this stage struck. I didn't look.
Yeah, it looks like Gas banned Streets, Elevator, Outskirts.
Okay, and so B3 was actually the one who took him here. I assume for angle rotations, because it looks like the defensive characters generally, I feel like, want more room. It's kind of hard to tell with the way they play. As in more space, not more room the stage. Nice parry. Perfectly. That was really... It felt quite unsafe to me. Generally, when I go for that setup, the player beneath me smash parries and I die. But B3 obviously knew that that was a perfectly reasonable time to go for it.
Stock there for B3.
Yeah, he might have seen him in disadvantage and just gone for it. Okay, yeah, very, very fast. Gas is not the sort of player who's going to die to those reaction checks, though. Oh, you're so dead. Great confirmation. You killed him.
I always love seeing the wall bunt confirms on the edge of the stage there.
Yeah, it happens so quickly. But it's so important because I just watched the replay. That would not have killed. Like, that would not have confirmed. He would have lost it. And inevitably, Gas would have probably mounted some attack and found a kill off of that. So it's really important to take those kills when they're been offered to you.
Looks like B3 bans Room Pool Desert and Gas taken to Stadium here.
Okay. Yeah, so we go in the exact opposite. So B3 obviously wants the bigger stages, and Gas feels like smaller stages are going to be a little bit better. I mean, Gas is good enough with the character to find the setups. No, that's not.
Hit the wrong stage.
That's not Stadium.
That is not Stadium.
Okay, nice. Here we go. So we're going in. We're looking for option. Wow, that's a great charge.
I always love the charge catches are so fun to watch.
I taught Gas that. I'm just saying. I got a clip of me doing that to him. It's I don't know. B3 is probably already aware of it, but wow, that was a great rising down man into the smash bear. What? What was that? I gotta watch the replay for that. What was that charge? So he jumps. All right, nobody can see what I'm looking at here. Okay, yeah, I don't know, I'm clipping that. That was fucked up. I literally don't even care. Gas has got to win this now. Gas just wins this game.
Yeah, I mean, already had a really strong advantage here.
Okay, yeah. So B3's going to try and find a way to pull it back.
I feel like, especially when you add in the threat of the switch flip, covering for that up angle is just so tough. Another kill with up angle. Good smash parry from B3 though.
I saved the clip. Let's go back and watch, see if B3 can bring it back.
It's already at
nice. That was a really nice go for a throw. Yeah. You got to be careful. Got to be careful.
Able to catch off the rotation, but killed with the down throw.
Where was the swing? He forgot to put out a hitbox.
Gas taking it 3-2. Really, really close set. It'll be interesting to see if B3 is able to adjust get a run back. B3 will have to face potentially Meller again or Xan or Encrian to get there. We'll be having.
Let's have a look at the losers bracket. See how we go. That was a fantastic set. That was really, really good.
Our next set is going to be Xan and Encrian here in losers top 6. Let's get the stream. Again, with that, with the switches, it'll be interesting to see going from Gas's game to Xan here.
Yeah, things are going to get a little bit slower, which is, I think, a very valid way to be playing at this level. So I'm excited to see Xan and Encrian go at it. It looks like Mela 3-0'd Nenjay, which is, I mean, Nenjay's been playing well, but like, that's pretty expected, unfortunately. Nenjay, are you in the chat? How did it go? Did you make anything happen? I know you're in the chat, Nenjay. Speak to me, man. Nenjay's on life support. Poor guy. He tried his hardest. All right, we got the man Encrian in the call. Let's have a look at what is going on over here.
Again, with the really close seeding, we got 5 seed versus 6 seed here. We had 1 seed versus 2 seed for winners finals, and Meller versus Nenjay was just 3 seed versus 4 seed.
Well, it's interesting because I think obviously your seeding was fantastic, so great job. But especially, I think it's really interesting because Lethal League more so. I think it's partly because this game is so niche and there's not that many players, but it feels like we get. Like the belt system is so applicable because we get very defined tiers of players where like the belts are kind of defined at the plateaus that players end up in, and so it is really rare it's relatively rare to see like a non-red belt be a red belt, and then a red belt be a pink belt, and then a pink belt be a gold belt, and then a gold belt be a top sort of 5-6 player. Like it's basically like doesn't happen, or it's quite a big deal if it does. The only exception being Xan, basically. Like, Xan is... I think we forced Xan to be red belt, but he beat Nenjay, who's a pink. But like, I think Xan is probably like low pink in skill, realistically. So he just doesn't always look like a pink belt because he plays quite slow and methodically. But when it comes to an understanding of like how to win games, he's very, very capable. And it wouldn't surprise me if he beats Encrian here, even though he should be the underdog. All right, I'm watching the game. Let's go in.
Hank took that first stock with a parry grab in the corner.
Nice.
Interesting to see how much Encrian uses the special just to get a bump. Doesn't really let the angles fly very much.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, you're in trouble here. Oh, you're almost safe there. You almost survived the follow-up. Not quite. Ball was going too fast. Nice. It's like a little micro read. It's kind of sweet. Oh, not fast enough with the air turn. It looks like he got the air turn but didn't get the hitbox out. Okay, yeah, fade back. He ain't jumping. Nice. Nah, come on. No. Right. You can't be... Come on, Encrian. What does that achieve? It's difficult. Look, I get it. When you're in the moment, you're just trying to make something happen. But yeah, it's difficult because Thro's application is so niche, and it just doesn't achieve anything if you don't use it properly. And there, where he did sort of turn Throw into the corner, it basically just gave him a free death. Oh, that was really unfortunate. He was in the right position to catch that. He just didn't get the inputs in time.
Yeah, and Xan doing a great job of getting that ball speed up, not letting Encrian make use of that the health advantage and didn't take damage that entire time off the health advantage, taking the rest of the stocks very cleanly for Xan.
Yeah.
And that was actually something I think we noticed. We had these two players on stream in a top 6 or top 8 or something match in the last tournament, and that was something we noticed then as well. Able to compensate really well for the health disadvantages.
Yeah. My observation from that first game would be I think Encrian needs to slow the ball down and play a more, what I would describe as infighting in boxing.
And it's something that Latch is able to kind of do, stealing the ball away with the special and getting into a position.
Well, he's also Latch has really good movement. Latch's movement is fast. A Switch has good movement as well, but when it comes to up close and personal, I think Latch can find success playing a slower parry focus game as opposed to letting the ball go high. Because the problem is if your ball control is not good enough, what happens when you raise the ball speed is you lose the ball and eat a switch flip. So it's just not good for you. Nice attempt at a parry bait. Unfortunately, it doesn't connect. There's the air turns that we need to be seeing. You need to be able to air turn if you're going to defend properly in this matchup. I don't like the grab there, though. For obvious reasons. Oh,
unfortunate positioning.
Too close. I think a swing wouldn't have hit the parry there, but obviously the button has the higher hitbox. Yes, this is exactly the kind of interaction you want. Like, Xan could have died there. If Encrian had followed up correctly, like stalled with the ball and punished the Blaze Gunner, it would have been a free kill off like a single parry. No, what are you doing?
Missed confirm.
You missed the button. Okay, where we going? He's going up. Oh, great drift. And good use of turnaround. Very, very tricky.
And Xan will take game 2 again.
And takes game 2. Hey, it's not like I knew, but I did say I wouldn't be surprised if Xan takes this.
Xan did take the set between these two last time 3-1 as well.
Yeah. The thing is, again, I think Encrian is slightly more technical. The problem is you need to play smarter if you're going to beat Switch. Oh, please catch this. Oh, unfortunately, I think he went in for a really late grab, which unfortunately totally whiffed and got him killed. But I think at Encrian's current level of skill, just by tweaking his gameplay, I think he can win this. But as it stands, it's just not quite. Oh,
another kill on down throw.
I don't see it happening right now. Unless he finds a drastic change in gameplay. Xan's defense is just too good.
Yeah.
Yeah, gets another. And this is really hard because it puts so much pressure on Encrian to try and make a comeback. Where Xan basically just needs to play safe.
Yeah, and Latch, already a character that has a hard time setting up offense in the first place.
At least Encrian caught the throw. That's all I'll say. if he got throw killed again, I'd have been really upset.
I think he probably would have been really upset.
Oh, he missed the taunt flip. He's gonna you gotta be careful here. Just wait. Just don't jump. You don't have to jump.
Catches him on the rotation of the up angle.
Let's see if Xan can get for a cheese here. He's going for it. Oh, I think left smack.
Oh, the down throw kill to take up the set 3-0. Brutal, absolutely brutal.
Really well played by Xan. Encrian had some decent attacks there, but Xan just wasn't falling for them.
Yeah, overall, a fairly dominant performance there.
And that puts Xan up into
losers
at least
semifinals versus Meller.
Yeah.
Yep, top 4.
Xan has got to play Meller. These players have played each other before. I don't know if they ran into each other in bracket. combo breaker, but they're both Midwest players, so at least the ping will be low, and the winner has to play B3. So good luck. But
yeah, Zan running headfirst into the gauntlet here. That's for sure.
it is a little bit brutal, but I mean, if I'm being honest, I think this is where Zan's ability to compete runs out. I'd be surprised if Zan is able to take a game off of Mela because of the, you know, the sort of the skill void that we were talking about earlier. But here's yeah, Zan is playing Switch, of course, which I think helps. As in, I think Switch is the best character for bridging that gap a lot of the time. And yeah, I'm clutching at straws here. I don't see it happening, but I would pop off if it did. So that's good. Also, Mela's playing well today. Like, obviously, Mela finds herself in losers semifinals after losing to B3, but it was a game 5 burst 9 loss. So, like,
Yeah,
Mela
could
is
easily
playing at
go
a
the other
level
way.
that can compete with Gas and B3 today. So, we shall see. They are already playing. All right, we're going in. And Mela immediately taking ball control and seems to, I mean, from the corpse juggles, seems like is already warmed up. Oh, the ball control is so nice. So Zan did the correct thing there, which was to walk out the way of the headshot, but unfortunately just wasn't able to regain control. Nice. Good pivot catch. And again, oh, got parry extended. I think bump was probably the right option there, just went too soon. No!
Runs into it. No.
You gotta down bump that! You can't be giving away 3 stocks. Reminder for the new players, in that situation you have to walk behind them because the ball gets clamped. Don't be a noob. Walk behind them and clamp it back into them. But you did have time. Zan did have time to do it, so it's just being proactive and taking the free kill. That's game 1 down.
Very dominant game from Meller again, as you said. It'll be really hard for Zan to claw their way back here.
I want to see. I'd love to see Zan take a game. However, it's just so difficult, especially when you're essentially letting Mela do whatever she wants. Like, Mela might as well be playing in training room right now, if I'm being honest.
Well, they are in
Which, to be
room,
fair,
just not
that is
training
true.
room.
Oh, finds the down button. Was that down throw? Now, to be fair, this is Zan's style. So, like, this isn't to be expected. I don't think Zan is just getting walked over in control. Zan is playing Switch and wants to run tab charges from the bottom of the screen. So I think this is kind of Zan's plan. The problem is, if you never get ball control, you can't get kills. So yeah, and unfortunately, the problem is being defensive and staying back only works until you have to deal with like some coin flip on a free ball, and then you die. Oh yeah, interesting use of the taunt flip to try and keep the game going. There you go. Oh god, start tap charging right now. Okay, that was unfortunate. For what it's worth, Zan did bump the correct direction. Just went too early. Okay, good use of up angle. Tagged. I also think it's interesting that Mela is making use of the top of the screen to sort of bully Switch into not being able to play the game.
I mean, that's kind of also just not his thing with the triple jump too.
Yeah, 100%. That is how you should be managing a player like this, in my opinion. But of course, this is Lethal League. You only need the ball once to get a kill with the whole shared resources mechanics. So
great
Wow.
parry bait.
That was a fantastic parry. I was 100% falling for that. I don't know. Doombox might have got a free kill there. Maybe I would have gone for it with Doombox and still won because that's
Doombox
just how
players.
Doombox works. But yeah. That's how we do it. All right, we get a game 3 on Factory.
Interestingly enough, Zan's bans were literally anything but elevator. Surprised to see them not banning any of the other the wide stages like Factory or Streets, perhaps.
Yeah, I think Zan is just one of those players that doesn't really care too much. I mean, Zan's one of those players that is almost proud of how little they play the game. Which, to be fair, to be getting fourth at Delta 2 when you barely play the game is pretty good. So I respect it.
A fairly stacked bracket too.
Yeah, coming out on the bracket ahead of Nenjay, Nobody, and Encrian is really good going. So, especially when, again, you basically just show up to say nice things in the chat and then you don't play the game. Nice. Nice to be done. Unfortunately, not able to get anything with this first.
Zan's first appearance in a while, or a pretty long while in our tournament.
Right, I'll have to look at the bracket. That was a really nice setup from Zan, though. Actually able to take a stock there. Yeah.
The sunglasses emoji for nice is crazy. This
Holy
HUD
shit.
is awesome.
Mella's movement is going absolutely nuts right now. Oh,
Great catch.
You gotta be careful, man.
Too.
Mella's bump control there was actually like otherworldly.
Yeah, it's so fun watching Sonata bun control with all the jumps as well.
Yeah, especially when it's done to that level. It's extremely satisfying. Now, come on, it ain't happening. Same catch. That catch is kind of reminiscent of the Combo Breaker 2024 match between Mella and Ripper to me. I don't know if that makes any sense. If anyone watched it and knows what I'm talking about. But...
Oh, the grab attempt.
Yeah,
absolutely brutal burst there from Meller, taking the set very cleanly 3-0.
Zan put up a good fight though. I feel like Zan plays the perfect pink belt switch. as in like is basically the peak of what pink belt switch can achieve, which is ultra defensive play, set up for your one kill scenario and execute your kill scenario on the character that has the freest kills in the game, which is, I think, it's very amicable. I think Zan has made it work for them and is able to get really good results. So Zan is out at 4th, and now we're going to watch the run back between Mella and B3. Who's going to win the coin flip? That's what I want to know. B3 wins the coin flip. And B3 is playing Raptor. Also, hello chatters. I don't know Hump Day, Osu, or Land 67, but it's nice to have you here. Should we have a look at the community tab? Should we see who's in the chat?
Let's take a look.
Yo, Death by Senpai in the chat. That's my goat. What's good, Senpai? Nice to see you. It's been a little while. 2 years almost. If you can hear me, say hi.
Where do you actually see who's in the chat?
In the top right. There's like there's like 2 little people. My one time meeting Senpai was so funny. I don't think they played the game a single time at that weekend at Combo Breaker 2023. Senpai basically played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater with Mella the entire weekend. Which was fucking amazing. It was so funny to watch. Hello, chats. Who else is in the chat? I don't know. That guy in cargo, I assume that's not the same that guy that I know. And then some usual suspects. Cubicle lurking in the chat as always. Nice to have you, Cubicle.
Blom in here too. Dangus. Hello, Dangus. How does it feel watching the goats play this game after coming from NPC?
I'm telling you, we should. Okay, so I'll make a comparison. Have you heard of the Barclay marathons before?
Don't think I have.
Right. Okay, the Barclay. There's like quite a few really good documentaries on the Barclay marathons, which I highly recommend watching. But essentially, it's a 5-lap, 20-mile lap race. So the race takes 60 hours and is like 120 miles.
Good God.
Or 100. It's supposed to be 100 miles, but it's actually like 130. And only 40 people are allowed to run it each year. And every year, from the applicants list, they invite one person to run it called the human sacrifice, who is it's someone who has no business being in the race and doesn't know what they're getting themselves in for. And I think we should bring that to Lethal League. Every tournament we should allow one person. Like, I should have put one person in Mach 1 who was like, I don't know, I should have invited like the Traveller, right? Like someone who doesn't know any better. All right, I'll stop talking shit. Let's talk about Lethal League. I mean, we're seeing classic B3 Raptor. B3 has gone to the other skin, which is interesting. Oh no, we're playing on we've got a Mela stream, so we're not getting the skin that B3 uses. But really strong start for B3. Maintaining control with the host advantage. Let's see how this progresses. Sonata's so it's interesting. Like, all right, there we go. Yeah, Mela's got to find some ball control again, because Mela's ball control last game, when she was completely uninhibited, was crazy. And then I guess B3 it suddenly gets a lot worse, because you've got to deal with the fact that B3 is going to smash parry you if you bunt too many times.
Mm-hmm. So you're running into the ball there.
Okay, nice. That's nice. One more. Unfortunately, he went the wrong direction with the Eton. Yeah. We'll tap those all day. Great hard call out. Oh no! And had time to recover and turn around, but didn't do it. Yes, it should have just been a random NPC player. You're so right.
Bottom seat of previous NPC.
Literally someone with like 3 hours and been like, hey, it would be so cool if you played this tournament. That'd be fucking funny, dude.
That would be so good.
Hilarious. But yes, the story behind the Barclay marathons is that this guy was trying to make the most fucked up running race of all time, because pushing people to their limits gives them the chance to achieve greatness, which is how I feel every time I play Al in Lethal League.
You're the guy who's got no business being there?
Yeah. I'm the human sacrifice whenever I play the gold bells. Okay, so obviously Mela's going to take host. Now the thing about host advantage is if you win when you are not the host, then you switch the host advantage. So because obviously the real host advantage is the person who gets host in game 5 once both players have hosted the games, 2 games. So if you're able to win a game you are not an advantage for, then you suddenly gain the advantage when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Good bit of good positioning there from Mela. Oh, okay, yeah. I've seen that setup before. I knew exactly what was coming there. Wow, great turnaround parry. And again, Mela, recognizing that B3 was perfectly positioned for a down bunt. Down bunt is only good if they don't punish it. And while the punish window is short, you can just turn around and swing.
Nice call there from Miller with the special too.
Yeah. That's not your ball. Correctly identifying that that's not your ball. Unfortunate. I think Mela had a chance to catch that, but ended up hoping it would the ball would go to the other side of them.
I remember last time we saw B3 playing Raptor in the last iteration of Delta. Notice that the rotations off of the spin to win got so many kills off of the rotations. It's really really dangerous to deal with if you're not able to catch it right away. And obviously B3 is very good at using that special to send the ball.
Yeah. That was nice. I don't know. I was thinking Mello went for the smash parry instead of the swing parry, which meant that she couldn't confirm the kill. Are you going to grab? No. But then followed up with another smash parry, which was then followed up. I don't know if the swing parry would have killed because obviously the hitbox is smaller. So it's almost like it might have been that she had to smash parry, which couldn't confirm, to then get a smash parry that could confirm.
Mm-hmm. It's like Miller.
Mello's about to get 800 matches. Let's go!
Miller
You're nearly about
banning,
to unlock
elevator
the
factory
1,000
streets
match
again.
achievement. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a similar pattern to a lot of these bans where players either don't want to go to big stages or don't want to go to small stages.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to ban the same way. I tend to ban big stages.
I feel like it's very difficult as, I mean, obviously, me being a pretty low skill level comparatively, but I feel like the being able to see the advantages and disadvantages that the stages bring beyond, maybe like this stage is big, this stage is small, is really, really tough. And there's so much analysis that goes into it.
Yeah, I mean, from my experience, it tends to be mostly playstyle focused. So for me, for a long time, I would only ban big stages because as Doombox, I want to run people over. I want to hit them with my car, and I can't do that on Factory because the Switch player just runs away from me.
Right.
That being said, more and more I feel like as I'm getting a stronger understanding of the rotations and my angle options, it's slightly easier to work out which stages are good picks other than just their size. And I think Al made me a guide a long time ago that has some more information, but I don't know if other characters is the problem now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know where Raptor is happy. I don't know where Latch is not happy. I know that other than like say Pool and Room, I know grid players like Pool. don't let the grid players take Pool. They fucking love that shit.
Nice catch from B3.
Okay. That was
what the hell? What was that catch?
Like, yes.
Oh my
yes,
god.
fantastic angle. Mela gets a kill, and then fucking B3 caught it somehow.
Insane burst from B3 there.
Yeah, that was great play. No, okay. Yeah. It's like top player Just Gas says, Jesus took 3 days to rise, so should you. But Gas plays with 973 hertz or neural audio playing all time, so I think he's just playing on another level. Do you genuinely think that's the reason he's been winning?
Hard to say. I'll have to put the audio on after the tournament and get the feel for it myself.
Yeah. You gotta listen to like the message of God in your ear.
Yeah, just don't be scared if I'm gold belt after I turn it on.
Maybe this is the secret. I'm actually gonna try it. All right, we're going again. B3 has made relatively quick work of these stores, although like B3's play has just been very, very good this game. That being said, he does have host advantage again, so. But Mella's in a position to bring this back. 2-1 is very doable. You only got to do it one stock at a time, and this will be a huge one to win for Mella, to win it off of. Oh, where are we going? Hard read. Oh, it was going to the right. Mella had the right idea.
Great kill from B3.
And then recognized that she was too far to the right, and then ran left and couldn't pivot in time. But it was just like, in such incredibly specific micro positioning that got her killed there, and she knew what was wrong, and she couldn't fix it in time. All right, well, B3 won on host advantage, so Mella's not going to get a chance to reset host advantage here. I assume they're still going Raptor Sonata, probably.
The micro positioning of trying to move a little bit and still pivot to get the catch in time is so tough.
Yeah.
And B3 again, banning Roompool Stadium. Looks like they're going to sewers. That's not sewers.
Hmm. League player, pick the stage you're supposed to challenge. Suez is outskirts, so you could just play it. It's fine.
The absolute speed with which that random button got picked.
For the newer players who don't know, Suez and outskirts are the same stage. That's what. Oh, no! I mean, you didn't need the glitch grab, but it was also the glitch grab setup. That's
I think
Arcadia's
that's
glitch grab setup.
probably the only down throw parry grab kill I've ever seen.
It's actually a setup. I don't know if you've seen. It might be
Really?
in the rooftop, but Arcadia a while ago was labbing this, where essentially if you I don't know if it's only on certain characters, like characters with good drift, but if a player spike parries and you grab them from below and down throw out of the parry grab, you can make sure it hits the floor before it hits them, and it'll always glitch grab. It's like a consistent glitch grab setup.
Damn.
Yes, it's a known thing. Arcadia does it on Candyman all the time. It basically makes spike parry like unusable against Arcadia.
Great parry from Miller there.
Yeah, that was really nice, really nice.
Also, thanks Arclerk. I made it myself in like an hour on Inkscape after opening Inkscape for the first time in my life.
You just built different. Oh, where we going? Nice catch. Oh, got reaction checked. You shouldn't really be getting reaction checked when you have host though, which is a little bit unfortunate, but mental stack is just hard in this game. And also B3 has been going for that attack a lot, like just the reaction check smash. More than I think B3 usually goes for, so I don't know what he's thinking that is making him go, right, I need to go for that more.
Oh,
But no one,
great
yeah,
parry.
and again with the parry, but this time Melo was too close. Nice catch.
Even as a spectator, it's so hard to follow all of the different things that the players are doing in this.
And that's it.
Wow.
And that's it. Down bunt, dropping out the sky like a fucking atomic bomb, blowing Mela out of the tournament. 3-1. Really, really nicely played by B3. That adaptation seemed to work really nicely. I don't know whether maybe he recognized that Mela didn't really have a great answer to that situation, because it felt like every time like B3 was doing this really straightforward attacks, just like smash in your face. Are you capable of running back and back bunting? And Mela was doing it correctly, but as she should be. But like it didn't really feel like Mela was getting anything out of it. Like that should be the time to then take control of the game and start to mount your own attack. But we didn't really see that so much. So I think B3 was. I mean, it's survivorship bias a little bit, but I think B3 was right to sort of take it in that direction.
And yes, like that was losers finals. The winner gets the great privilege of facing off against just Gas.
Yeah, dude. Gas is playing against B3 now. Let me drag this man in.
You?
Yeah. We had 3 top 5 players in this tournament. So Mela's going to take the grand prize of $5. $5. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, the $5 money match always intense. Gas banning outskirts, elevator, streets. Yeah, I mean, very very consistent theme with the bans.
Yep. No, I feel like Gas has the advantage here. Obviously, coming from winner's side and being able to handle a bracket reset is a massive advantage. But
Though Gas, I mean, it was a very close set last time, and B3 winning host advantage here. Off the
okay,
flip.
that's quite interesting. Quite interesting. He's going to do a little training mode. Smash the ball, then spike the ball.
Smash the ball, then spike the ball.
That's how you get to be the best player in the world, baby.
I mean, we can see it right here. Okay, actually, B3 banning Rumpel's subway. Gas going to stadium.
All right, and we're running into the set. They are both both clashing immediately. I think it's going to be a sign of things to come as these players try to brutally murder each other. Okay, we go down and up. My game audio has gotten very quiet all of a sudden. There you go. Let's turn it up a bit.
See if I can turn this.
It's not for you. It's for me. I think I just turned the volume down, but I forgot I did it. All right, so they exchange stocks fairly early on. It's going to be interesting how the players start to establish control here, because like Gas is already throwing out random grabs, okay, and then it's the Gas classic. Even players good as B3 will die to that. Where Gas does like the classic 3 rotations into taunt flip and get a kill. That being said, of course, wait, who's got host advantage?
B3.
B3. Okay, yeah. That makes it even more surprising then.
We're already with a little bit of a stock lead here. So many clashes.
Yeah. They're really like just running into each other. Nice. Exactly the right call. In that instance, you have to recognize that you're being approached on.
Oh,
Okay.
grab attempt.
Okay. Big call out. I'd have pressed parry. I'd have got grabbed there. And clips him. And B3 doing a really good job of holding on to game 1. Let's see if Gas can bring it back. Is the 973 hertz neural god audio gonna save him? Smash straight over the top. I
Looks
think
like it might.
I think if he'd gone for flip, he would have lost the kill there. Oh, he did the fake. He did the fake. B3 is not stupid enough to fall for it, and he gets the special.
Great
He
first
hits him
game
with the
from
Raptor
B3
special,
there.
the Raptor Classico, and kills him.
It's definitely going to be a real slugfest in the set.
Yeah, they're both out for blood. Holy shit.
It's always nice coming from tournaments that B3 wins with his eyes closed to seeing a proper top level player matchup.
Yeah, I want to see this man sweat. And I'm not talking about Lethal League.
Yo. It's a family friendly stream.
Sorry, I'm not. His heart is already taken by Curb. All right, we're spinning the cursor. Let's go. Okay, yeah, I mean, really good. Oh, fantastic use of taunt flip there. B3 went for the correct answer, which is to punish that, as in punish the grounded swing with down bump, because you're in more disadvantage if you do it on the ground. But of course, you're forgetting that Switch has a skateboard. Yeah, excellent use. B3's positioning was not great there. I mean, this is the problem. It's like it was actually. I say it wasn't great. It was actually very good, right? Like he made sure that he wasn't getting hit by the 50-50. Unfortunately, after the 50-50, you're still having to deal with the best angle in the game, and it's coming from underneath you. So you got to find a way to deal with that aspect of it as well. Let me go for another one. Gas taking a slight advantage here. Parry. One more, and then fire the punish. The one thing the Gas doesn't do, which I find really interesting, is he basically never goes for Okuzeme. Like, I would be... If I got that knockdown, I would be trying to ruin that man's life. And Gas is like, yeah, just reset to neutral, it's fine. I'm confident enough in my neutral that I actually don't need to punish.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, obviously, you as a Dumux player love love being in those
I got better tools for it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like Switch has those tools as well. Like Switch basically has a soft 50-50 in that position if you have Switch flip, which you should if you parried them.
Mm-hmm.
As in, you just set up a smash angle and then bait the last second Switch flip and see if they turn around. They can tap charge you, but if they do, then they're tap charging on the ground in the corner, so that's just terrible for them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was pretty rough for B3. He just got switch flipped on. But again, the host advantage continues to be. Oh yeah, is that the Just Gas Classic, the orange skin? Because when he played Doombox in the LLB tournament one, I think he used an orange skin for Doombox there as well. The way Gas plays, I think Gas is kind of like Zan, where he's maximized his ability to play with his skill set, and so obviously Gas has a bigger skill set, so he's maximized his ability. Like I feel like he squeezes every ounce of juice out of Switch for his level, which his level is basically makes him the best player in the world. And I think it's really bad news for B3 having to play the host game, because this man is just going to be switch flipping all over you and setting up these like horrible mind games that you have to deal with. Okay, one more.
Oh, my cursor is on the screen.
That was
Thank you for letting me know,
nice.
chat.
I'm sorry the cursor was on the screen, but that rising down button into switch flip that's fucking cinema right there. Interesting. The smash looked good. Delayed smash looked good, but it didn't get the job done. It was just slightly misspaced. And again, B3 Gas woke up with the bunt, but essentially got swing baited by the parry extension. I think that's really it's something I've noticed quite a lot from watching this is compared to some of the players we saw earlier. I feel like B3 is particularly good at switching up his rhythm, which is something that like a lot of players struggle. A lot of players have one speed they play at. And it's often as fast as possible. And B3 will happily just delay the game for a couple of hits a little bit more. I think it's something Reggie was always quite good at as well. No. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. Come on.
Nice parry there from Gas.
I mean, classic. It's just that's the Switch experience. Okay, it wasn't your ball. Let's let Gas do his thing. Oh, he goes for the grab. That would have been a fucking beautiful grab. I think it was a really well placed grab as well because it didn't even get punished. He goes up. Nice grab. Wow. Wow, that was such a nice grab. And takes it. And this is the worst possible scenario for B3 because now Gas has host advantage. So, as in, it's essentially as if Gas won the coin flip.
Yeah.
Because he won when B3 was hosting.
Oh my goodness.
What's the spike, Reggie? Oh, he's going to switch. As in, which specific spike were you talking about? Well, let's go into some double switch. Always a bit of a statement when you force a player to change character. But of course, B3 is no slouch on switch. In fact, he's probably the second best switch in the game.
True, though. He is stuck on switch for the rest of the set now.
Maybe. When you defend... Oh, yes. As in... When switch does switch flip and you catch both sides with a jump spike. Yes, I get what you're saying. Is that good? I thought... Doesn't that put you at a big disadvantage if you get it? I guess it's probably safe. It probably resets at least. You're the pro, I'll trust your opinion. Nice. Not able to get out there fast enough. Straight angle was definitely a good decision. If you are confident that they're not going to reach it in time. Only if you wrapped it. Oh, yes, of course. Yes, I forgot. Sorry, because I played Doombox, I forgot the spike sucks for some characters. That's Doombox privilege. Oh no! Oh, he survived it. It's all right. All right. I thought he was dead for sure there. I think that was a really good use of smash. Because Gas was absolutely setting up for some nasty schmixers, and the spike basically ruined the flow. Of course, it didn't work out in the end, but I think at that point you kind of just got to stop the stream. One more.
Straight. Cool.
Nice. That was a really nice use of bunts. If he's not approaching, then use the space. Use the space and use the time. You don't have much space, so use the time. Nice. Rising down man. Rising down man into spikers. I mean, he's used it twice and it's killed both times, so he'll probably start using it a bit less now, but as to not make it too predictable. Great catch. That was mega unsafe. Both of those players deserve to go to jail for that. Those buns. If I'd done that, B3 would have sent me a. He would have sent me a death threat if I did that. Okay, there's a little bit of spaghetti, I feel. Neither player really knows exactly what the attack is here,
And Gas
eventually,
takes it.
Eventually, one player runs out of defense. Is that game? That's 3-1, right?
That's the tournament.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Very nice. Well played. Well played. B3 taking second, $10 whole, and well played. Gas first place, $15 dollarinos.
Gas, the proud owner of $15. I mean, that was a fun set to watch. I mean, what were you thinking was going through B3's mind with the switch pick there?
For me, or do you want to interview Gas?
Should we interview Gas?
You can interview Gas.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing people do outside NPC?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll talk about Switch while you ask him, but I don't know if the permissions are set up for people to talk in here other than TOs. But I mean, other than the fact that it didn't. Okay. Hold on.
You might have.
I'm just gonna permissions. Everyone speak. Yeah. He can speak now. It's because someone joined and started speaking. I was tired of forcefully muting them, so he should have the right to speak now.
Do we have to drag them out and then back in? Maybe let me try that.
Yeah, there you go. Had to let you reconnect to be able to do it. How's it going, man?
Dude, I can speak. Let me tell you, God always delivers, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
How did you feel about that match? It felt like after a shaky game one, you really found pace game 2, 3, 4, and just kind of took control after that.
I appreciate that. It's playing against B3 is always fun because it's like bulldogging. That's pretty much it. Him and I, it's just like we're just rabid dogs fighting for scraps. Actually,
dude, I'm telling you, the first thing that happened, literally game one, first interaction, you fucking clashed over the ball. I was like, they're gonna kill each other.
I think there were like 2 or 3 clashes that in that first burst.
Yeah. I mean, like it. Oh goodness, I was gonna say something, but I don't think it's stream appropriate. But yeah, playing against B3, man, it's a fucking really good time. I just wanted to say we don't gotta do the whole interview and draw things out. Like, appreciate you hosting. Hi, thanks for the commentary. Same as yourself. Had a really good time, and hopefully see you guys again.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Nice.
We'll be running this tournament every 2 weeks, roughly. So feel free to come in and steal more free money from the rest of the stadium.
Well, I appreciate it, my man. Take it easy, both of you, and everybody in chat.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Have a good evening.
You as well.
All right, that I guess runs us to the end. Is there anything you want to chat about before we finish up?
Don't think so. Think it was very very nice seeing a bunch more top players join this tournament. Hoping I know people have been saying that Stadium typically gets more active towards the summer, so hoping to see an upward trend going on here, and everyone, this tournament runs every 2 weeks. People keep joining, free money. It's very fun.
Yeah, well, thanks as always for hosting.
Thanks for hopping on commentary with such short notice. Even though you're
no worries. Apologies to everyone I was rude to while I was slightly intoxicated, but hey, that's how it goes.
Thank you for everyone
okay,
in
cool.
chat for tuning in as well. Hoping any of you who didn't get a chance to join the tournament this time will be able to next time. Hope to see you all again soon.
Yeah, likewise. I'm gonna hop off, but have a nice evening.
All right, I'll stop streaming now too as well. See you, chat.